Okay, so we have this little knob, and we learned how to make little ridges on a knob when we made the coins. So if you wanted to do that, you could. I'm not going to expect you to, but you can. And then rotate this over to 90 here. We'll make this the height of 0.1, something very narrow, and the radius of 0.2. That might be too tall and too narrow. So we'll go to 0.3, 0.25. Okay, point. My keyboard, 0.07 is not, we'll do 0.05. All right, and then we have that. Looks like there's a little ridge, a couple of little ridges there, so we'll add on some caps here. We'll go 3. I'm just going to take this edge right here. I'm going to hold shift, double click this edge right here, and we will scale them out. So press R. You want to scale from the square, not from the center, but from the square here. And then we can go to faces, select all these faces here, and we can hold shift and click and drag to extrude them in. Make that narrower that way. And then the ridges on the center, we want to get that to, grab just the center ones, and then we'll press R and we'll hold shift and we'll scale that in so it's even narrower there. And if you press 3, this is what you end up with. Not terrible, but it could be maybe be a little bit better. I'll add in a control edge here, control edge here, and here, and here, and here, and here. Let's see if that gives me what I'm looking for. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. It's, you know, rigid enough in some places and not so rigid in others. So we're good to go with that. And then I want to have the stem go through. It'll go all the way through. I think this is going to be closer here. A bit. Go all the way through. So we'll just make a cylinder and have that go through. Hold J, click and drag that over so it snaps over. It's fine, we can leave it there, I guess. Radius of 0.1 is going to be too wide. 0.05, that might be okay. We don't need to have 20, we'll do 12. And then the height might be all right. Yeah, that might be okay. We'll bring everything down here. So it goes through here instead of, I don't want to go through some other part of this. It's going to be troublesome. All right, so I'm going to isolate this. I will add on we'll go to edge here. We'll bevel it. Bevel. You could bevel both ends if you want to. I'm not going to do that though because it's too many polygons. It's not really, but I'd rather have fewer polygons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come inside here. Can we go inside? There we go. Go to face. Just delete those. If you're never going to see them, this will be sharp. Watch. Mode 3, and there you go. See, it's sharp on that end, it's sharp on this end. And we're all set. And if you need to make it longer, you can just pull out the vertices. It's fine. And then here, actually I'm going to put a hole through this thing. So let me select both of these, press Control G to group them, and then go to Modify Center Pivot. Turn on my wireframe on shaded. I'm going to rotate this slightly. Enough to get it to go through. It's not cooperating. I think that'll work. And then we want to take these out. So I'm just going to take a quick look here. That's what I thought. So we'll add in an edge around here. And get that up there, and then we'll go to faces here, and then over here. Like those, and you have a round hole through there. Now, still too big. it smaller still. Here. Here. There you go. It's a little bit. I'm going to go to edge. And I'm going to press W and hold shift and drag that in. The hole's in. That hole goes in. Double click this one here. Hold shift. Click and drag. And click and drag again. Obviously, it didn't go. We didn't make them, you know, square with the little knob guy, but they're not bad. Got little holes in there. We can make them smaller if they're too big. It's like, oh, those are way too big. We don't want those. See, so that'll be a little bit more believable. This is going to be strange because it's at such a weird angle, as you can see. And then we have that hole going through the other side. It's a little detail that you might not notice, but it just adds to the realism, believability of your shapes. And then to add on these little guys, I'm going to make a plane, and the plane is going to be, let's see here, we're going to go with height of 8 and width of 2 and then width of 0.3. Make it nice and narrow. And we'll rotate it up to 90 here. So I'll pull this out. Obviously it's not going to be in this position or on the lamp, but it'll be over in it'll be over in this area. Where did I go to? Face. We can go to face. Let's go to object mode first. We'll pull it down here and then we'll go to face. And then so it should go underneath enough, but that might not be enough, just to let you know. It's the same. Pull this in here. And then it has some semblance of connecting to that thing. We can always extrude it if it's not underneath enough. If we want to get the shape, it's like it's narrower than it is. And then it kind of tapers. This points up here. And then it looks like it needs to have offset edge loop tool underneath the mesh tools menu. We'll do like that there. Object mode and then press 3. And then there you go. That's basically the shape that I see. We will extrude it, so click on extrude. And then I'm going to pull it, not that way, out, give it some thickness. And there we go, we got that. I'm going to make it longer a little bit, so I'm going to faces here. I can extrude that down. There we go. Then I'll sharpen it on the edge a little bit. So I'm just going to select one of these edges here. Go to edge, click on it, hold down Control, and right click. And then you go to edge ring, utilities, edge ring, and split. And that sharpens that a bit by adding on an edge along there. I don't know why. Doesn't quite work, does it, here? Okay. But I think it's pretty... I think it might actually make it wider here. I think that's what it does. So we'll leave it like that. And then there's the screws that go through. You can see it's up here, and then it goes all the way through. It goes from here all the way down into there. So we maybe want to make this all the way down. Like so we can get something to go through. And then what we could do with that is just make a cylinder, or a sphere. Change its radius, and then move it down here. Yeah, we don't need 8 by 8. 0.1 for the radius. It's going to be too big still, but still smaller than it is. We'll scale it the rest of the way, scale it flat. I don't know what the screw looks like on this side. I do see what it looks like on the other side, so I don't know. Just leave it like this maybe. I don't think anybody would notice. I'll get rid of some of the faces here on the top. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't reach my Q button. Stop it. There you go. Get rid of these. I'll just double click this shell here and then delete that, and then we can press 3. Bring everything back. And then you have that. And maybe that's what it does. I don't know. Like I say. Can't see the bottom. I can see the top, but I can't see the bottom. And then I'll bring this up. Roll it over. I'll zero this out entirely. And then make it a -1.8. 0. There we go. And then I can just set it down on here. And I have it like that, I guess. Looks like it's... So just straight down in there. So do something like that more. And we'll make this sharper then, because it's not sharp enough to accommodate that. Let's add an edge loop here. There, that's better. Okay, cool. And then now what we need to do is select all 3 of these. Control G to group them. The group is in the center here. See, it's right in the center of my lamp. I'll turn on wireframe. And now you can see, turn on my grid so I don't get so many lines. But I can just press E and I can then rotate this over to that 45-degree angle. So I can hold shift and then I'll clone and rotate it over. And then I can press just shift D to get the other 2. It's called duplicate special. And these are too short. Well, we can select them all and go up here to this icon right here, right underneath mesh menu. Click on that. And then go to vertex. Select the vertices. I'm going to scale them. Pull them up. And then they'll be taller. And you have that. Then let's save. File, increment, save. And then we will continue on to the interior part and the glass part in the next video.